Hi, are you stressed? Do I look stressed? Who isn't stressed? We all, at some or the other point of time in our life, get stressed. Recollect your childhood. There have been so many events which have been happening to us, small, big. They have impacted us, they have stressed us, right? But it was shocking to me when I saw the statistical data. Yes, I, Dr. Taluzada, wants to speak today about the same thing, about what impact stress has had on us and the entire population around us, and how stress is affecting our daily life and what we are doing within our limited capacities. Okay, just pay attention. Are you even aware that stress these days is affecting practically everyone? 85% of people experience stress regularly. Regularly, okay? I mean, these are the individuals who will be stressed, definitely appearing to be stressed. 54% of people who are stressed amongst these are usually worried about their own health. 46% of people are suffering and stressed because of work overload. 28% of people are stressed because of some or the other family issues. There are 66% of working professionals who are stressed and are feeling lonely. There are 77% of people who feel they have a lot of highs, ups, and downs. They want to speak, but they still cannot speak and find someone to speak about. 57% of people are losing touch with the ability to understand the emotional side of their own self, leave apart about the people around because of complete dependence on the technology. Now, is this really something which is very great, something that we should feel wow about, or something that worry us? It definitely is going to worry us. We have faced adversities. Who hasn't faced, right? But these stats are going too much. Where do we head from here? We are aware that the common stressful factors, the common adversities can be ranging from anywhere, be it a childbirth, post pregnancy, be it marriage, be it divorce, be it conceiving issues or infertility, be it any stress at the job, or it could be death of anyone in the family, or illness of anyone in the family or of self, or other adversities like anything happening at the job, any job lost or retirement. These are something which are very common and every one of us has been experiencing them. The others which are not common but are pretty much seen, right? Could be anything ranging from assaults, accidents, physical assaults also like rapes. It could be violence also. They could be severe illnesses and sufferings. It could be major financial issues or financial crunches happening because of a business loss, or they could be other natural disaster which have been happening or epidemics which come across. These are the stressful things, right? And how are they impacting us? They're affecting us. They have been there since years, but these days we know how they're impacting and affecting us. So how are they affecting and impacting us? Rather, how do we know that someone is affected and someone is stressed? Well, the ways in which that individual is expressing will be either through physical symptoms and signs, through emotional, through behavior, and through cognitive. How at physical level is someone going to say that he's stressed? Well, that's how his body is expressing that he's stressed. He's not telling. The patient usually will be coming up with chronic fatigue, chronic aches and pains, multiple joint pains, which are feeling quite stiff. He is not able to sleep for a longer duration, or sleepless, or difficulty in falling to sleep. There could be issues related to immunity, chronic constipation. There could be issues related to conceiving also, or infertility issues, or chronic non-communicable diseases. And allergies and skin complaints also fall in the categories of physical illnesses. At the emotional level, how do you think this individual is going to be expressing? Someone who is stressed, he will be constantly worrying about the thing. He'll be anxious. A lot of fearfulness will be seen in him instead of being fearlessness. There will be inability to relax. Now you will see them constantly on the toes. They will find it hard to unwind towards the end of the day also. You will see them having a feeling of loneliness. They will not be having anyone to confide with. And yes, that will bring about a lot of behavioral changes, therefore. When you have no one to confide with, a lot of behavioral changes happen, which is but obvious. So, in them, when they want to relax, when they want to feel that the dis-ease has to go away, how are they going to behave? Obviously, the behavior is going to be like a lot of overdoing, a lot of overreacting, or they could be simply avoiding people. They do not want to interact with anyone. They could be presenting with things like altered sleep patterns, altered eating patterns, like overeating or not at all eating. Or they could be someone who are running around to avoid responsibilities. Or they could be someone who are actually having or consuming a lot of alcohol or into smoking or some things which are addiction or habit forming. These are how behaviorally an individual who is stressed would express. You must have come across so many individuals like this. I'm so sure about it. Well, but at cognitive level, how is he going to express that he's stressed? There are issues which are going to be surfacing at the level of memory, at the level of decision making, at the level of focusing, and at the level of thinking. Everything is going to get altered and haywire. So, this is basically how your body is talking. When your body is talking, you really feel a lot of unease developing within, right? And what is it that you will do? Your outright reaction is to feel easy, you to feel comfortable. And because you're feeling already irritated, already frustrated with a stress up situation that is undergoing, your first and foremost reaction is to get irritated, to get angry, to get violent. And that's how a road rage is usually encountered. These people feel that by taking out the anger, they are happy, healthy, and they're going to feel relaxed. Well, but that is not the case. There are people again who will feel that when they are angry, self harming is going to be a way of feeling, the problems are going to be solved. Well, even that is not the case. These are the ways which we feel we are dealing with, but yes, they are actually the handicapped way of dealing with things. The feeling of discontentment still remains and persists because we're still not done with it. Then maybe if we gather some insight, we will go ahead with some techniques, like some techniques which are usually going to be quick fixes. Well, they will be like running to some doctor with the element of abdominal pain or skin complaint or joint complaint, but not revealing that I'm stressed about something is what usually most of the patients will do. Okay, they will also be running about to have a pop in any pill over the counter. They will also go about managing their stress in the form of getting their massages done or running about to spas or going in for watching a lot of TVs or just going in for long drives. But these are temporarily quick fixes which make us feel happy. Are we really running around for permanent solutions? I do not think so. If they were the solutions which were permanent, there wouldn't be so much of a rise in non communicable diseases, which is happening at a very bigger spike. It's rising. Despite the increase in the medical or healthcare facilities, the non communicable diseases are rising up. Well, why is it? There has to be some loophole somewhere which is not, or there must have been some deficit in our approach somewhere because of which we are not able to crack the nut completely and understand why the stress is still lingering. I think it is high time we think about figuring out some permanent solutions. The reason being, these are quick fixes. After the waning effect of the quick fixes, we will come back to our original self. We'll become more irritable. equally frustrated, and the spilling up of the stress is going to happen on people around us and the workplace also. And then the stress in them will build up and it continues. It's high time we think about stopping the stress, resolving it at our end itself. We do not need or we do not have to affect the generations to come, because stress is a trauma which passes on from generation to generation. And I don't think we should be doing this damage to the generations to come. We need to make the world a better place, not a bitter place, I think. Don't you agree? So, how about starting back with the nature, going back to the nature? How about starting to follow the old circadian rhythms? People in the earlier eras were also encountering adversities that we are facing: uncalled for pandemics, financial crisis, no securities, or issues related to securities, some stress and strain here and there because of health issues or death of some loved ones, is not something that is just reserved for us. It was there even in the earlier eras. Still, the non communicable diseases then were not so much. Why? One thing that I could figure out was perhaps they had a better connection within themselves. They were close knit people. They were having closeness with the nature also. Why don't we start first by getting closer to the nature, by introspecting on what damages we are doing to the body? How about listening to what our body is talking, attending to the call instead of just popping the pill? How about managing to think or managing to focus on what we are thinking instead of just moving around and watching the TV, or just moving around and running up from the situation? How about doing the task which we face just as a task? How about feeling the event which is coming and facing it face to face just as an event without getting the emotions attached to it? Every phase, every event is here to stay and then to pass. Nothing is going to be permanent, only change is permanent. How about us making the change with our own lifestyle? Isn't that something which is required for the current generation and for the generations to come? I think if we start attending to our own body needs, our own body calls, the non communicable diseases are going to fall. The ratio at which currently we are suffering will lower down to a definite extent. Do you think it's a workable thing? I believe it is workable. I believe we can achieve this. I believe we deserve to present a better future for the generations to come. If you really think this talk has added some value in your life, do write in your comment. Do write in the comments what are your opinions and your views about this talk. I would like to hear from you. Also, if you like, do click in the subscribe button. I'll be putting on more videos on the stress and how we can be managing it. There are many ways with which we can actually learn how to figure out our stress and how to put ourselves in line to be able to adjust with the surroundings. I would like to hear from you. Until then, thank you.